thanks to all of you for coming tonight. This is a great group. I'm really happy to see you all here to commemorate this occasion. I don't want it to be somber, personally. I had a lot of friends that have been affected by the September 11th attacks as well as the earthquake in Haiti. So we come together as friends to commemorate this occasion and to do honor to the memory of those that were lost. I tend to get a little bit emotional when I talk about things that are close to the heart. So with your forgiveness, I'm going to have to read at least part of my speech just to sort of focus on something that keeps me from getting choked up, if you don't mind. But we're here to just talk about the families of the victims, the first responders, the military personnel, all of those folks that were involved in rescue efforts, that were involved in cleanup, both in New York City and in Haiti. And it wasn't just the attacks on the World Trade Center, but it was also the targeting of the Pentagon and the plane that went down in Pennsylvania. So we have to remember that there were many other areas that we have to think about when we talk about these things. In all, nearly 3,000 people died just in New York City. I don't have the number off the top of my head for the Haiti earthquake, but it was gruesome. And I did have a lot of conflict at that time where I was being deployed and had a choice to go to Haiti or to go back to Nicaragua or to go back to Afghanistan. So I had my choices laid out before me. Not all of us do. You know, the military is a voluntary force. So all of the folks that are serving today, I think we should pay some sort of homage to them just for the fact that they go voluntarily and at great risk to themselves and to their own personal safety. So the pragmatic side of me knows that war may be unavoidable, conflict may be unavoidable, disaster may be unavoidable in this life, but there are still things that we can do to make things better for each other. And it's no small job. It gets really messy sometimes. And it's unbelievable to sit and to serve veterans and to serve military personnel and to work so closely with first responders and law enforcement and see the difficulties that they face and the challenges in their lives. Yet they work day in, day out, because they love what they do. And they want to make sure that we are free and prosperous and happy. And so for that we give thanks. Just because somebody joins the military doesn't necessarily mean they're interested in actual war. You know, it was General Douglas MacArthur that observed when he was addressing the Corps of Cadets at West Point in 1962. He said, "This does not mean that you're warmongers. On the contrary, the soldier above all other people prays for peace, for he must suffer and bear the deepest wounds and scars of war." So ever since the September 11th attacks, the United States and our international allies have been involved in the global war on terrorism. And that's involved a lot of our own friends and family being deployed overseas and a lot of families that suffer hardship. And so with all of this in mind and all of this in the background, we come together and we try to make sure that we provide an environment where these veterans can come home. And that's my job, is to make sure that as an institution, Florida Atlantic University is not only military friendly, but that we all understand military veterans and that we all understand and support the things that they've done for us and give back a little bit to them. Help them heal their wounds, invisible or visible if they have such, and just be ready to not only lend a hand, but also realize that they, above all others, are more prepared than maybe many of us are to render assistance in society and to continue to be those heroes and to continue to be those protectors, defenders, and supporters. So this is where we've arrived at this country since 9/11 and Haiti's tragic unfolding. We stand here recognizing the realities of war and tragedy and wishing for it to stop. We recognize the realities of human suffering and want to make a difference. And that's where our veterans and public safety personnel make a difference every day. So what will you do today to make a difference? Every one of us should be anxiously engaged in a good cause. And that's the only way that we as the generation of today, today's generation of humanity, can truly make a difference. It has to be all of us together. This is the best way to honor the memory of our lost sons and daughters, perhaps parents, brothers, sisters, family, friends, loved ones. By service to our fellow humans, by stepping up and doing whatever it takes to make the world a better place. But today we remember, and we respect those who sacrificed everything so that we could be here today. I wish you all peace and great success.
My name is Melissa Rosado. I'm the coordinator for student programs here at the Student Union. And I just wanted to say on behalf of the Student Union, we are so excited to have been able to collaborate with Konbit Kreyol, progressive Black men, and as well as the veterans and the the Veterans and Military Affairs Department. In case you were not aware, we did have a day of remembrance here in the Student Union where we had ribbons that were given out, which are outside if you were not able to grab one. We also had students be able to send video messages to our troops overseas, which we'll compile at the end of the month, and send in one huge video message to all of our troops from FAU from 3 to 6 today. So look out for your emails because it might be sent that way as well. And then we also have been able to send little messages to our troops by letting you personalize some cards. In the back over there on the table, you're able to do so if you wanted to send a little message that we can send to them. But one of the other things we were able to accomplish today is to create a pledge of peace. And here I wanted to unveil so far what we have. And this pledge of peace will be able to be hung in the Student Union so you guys can see it. I'm also going to leave it outside the door in case you wanted to write your own little message or something to everyone and to our troops. At this moment, I would like all of us to bow our heads and have a moment of silence for those who we've lost, those who are deployed, and those who have been helped out and helping us still.
It appears that there is more and more fire and smoke enveloping the very top of the building. And as fire crews are descending on this area, it does not appear that there's any
horrible earthquake which has struck here more than 24 hours ago. Our correspondents have fanned out throughout the port city of Port-au-Prince throughout this day, bringing you the latest information as we have seen it through our eyes and as the Haitian people are experiencing it every minute.
If you're taking a look now, you can see that we've just had another explosion, and that is considerably lower. And is that in the other building?
Between couples or lovers living in the arms of each other. No. It was about each and every one of us living in the arms of our hurt, where hurt lived in the arms of us, where earth lived in the arms of hurt. Some days, Mother Nature's not quite sure how to express her love for this earth, so she would take her tectonic plates she called arms and rub them against the crust of the earth, because she's not quite sure when to grip on and let go. There are days where she loves a little too much. There are days where love hits us in the wrong place. On January 12, 2010, God, I question you, what kind of love carries a 7.0 magnitude? I know love can move mountains, but I've never heard of a love to shake the foundation of a nation. I've never heard of a love so strong to skip 200 souls lifeless. I've never heard about a love to send an aftershock of 5.9 to straight fear in the hearts of many. To this day, I question God. Teach me what love is. Maybe I'm not loving hard enough. On September 11, 2001, was that your definition of love? Did you send sons to send signs where the Twin Towers crossed? That morning, there were men who died in the name of love. The gas, the choke, we choked the gas-filled air lungs. Where buildings collided and souls collided that morning, the candlelit of our souls gathered as one that day. Remember what unity was. Kind of a shame that it takes a tragedy for us to unite together as one tonight. There are hands uniting over the lost souls in the slums of the ghetto tonight. There are hands uniting over the small soldiers dropping in the Middle East tonight. There will be hands uniting for the ones that we lost. Sometimes we forget what love looks and feels like, so I wrote a story. Today, I wrote a story